Normally when you see dancers, you see how they move, and it's not very verbal, if you will. So we wanted to bring some people up that have different experiences, different backgrounds, and just different stories to give you guys an insight into their mind, into how hip hop has influenced them, what they're doing today, what they have done, and maybe just some advice for future dancers. Just anything that they want to talk about. So we're going to ask some questions, we're going to talk, but first, let's introduce them, okay? To my left, I've got Rochelle, the woman that made all of this possible. In the Mist is her brand. She is the creative director, been doing this for 7 years now, been in Jacksonville for many years. We're not going to say how many. Like 15 plus years. Oh, I'm sorry, she corrected me, 16. But yeah, tell them about yourself. Why did you start this? Let's talk about you.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, completely, just all transparency. In the Mist came to me in a dream. Like, I was asleep, drooling sleep, and all of a sudden, you can call it a vision, a premonition, a calling, but I was nudged to do a production and representation of my own personal growth in the dance community. A couple of us been rocking in the community for many years, and honestly, it's a pure reflection of our mentor, Kevin Grant. He is no longer here, but the energy lives on through this platform and through the people that we've just connected with over the years. And so, In the Mist honestly reflects on unity and community, wanting to provide classes, performance opportunities, dance training, the way that I've been trained, because the training was intense, but I felt like, y'all okay over there? We good? Okay. We got safety first, you know. It represents the training in a way where a lot of people will see on TV, right? But to be completely honest, I was not a studio trained dancer. I loved dance, but we did not have the money. And Haven really did play a huge impact in this city by creating a community space off of his own pockets as well as other people's pockets, and opened up space at what is known as now Florida Ballet. Back then it was called Boleros, and we used to run in that studio. We got our training in. We learned how to perform, we learned how to transmute conflict, aka traumas in our bodies, and we were able to find our own personal identities through movement. And so In the Mist is a reflection of that alone, just representing community, dance, artistry, personal growth, spiritual growth, and just all importance of collaboration in Jacksonville. So, yeah, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
Awesome, thank you, thank you. And sitting next to her, we have Jessie. Jessie's newer to our scene. But go ahead, tell the people about yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Jessie. This is my second year in this will be my third year in Jacksonville. I'm a student at UNF, I'm a junior, I'm studying child psychology, and I'm also the president of the UNF Elite Dance Club over there. Love it over there. Spreading hip hop over there, you know what I mean? I've been dancing since I was 2.5 years old, and I started choreographing at the age of 8, so I'm just happy to be here and to spread light and love through dance.
Beautiful, thank you, thank you.
Next we have Horace.
Yo, what's good? Hey, y'all know what's crazy? I'm usually the quiet one.
On everything.
But hi, I'm Jordan. I go by Horace, aka Lil Sparkling. I'm from Jacksonville, Duval. You know, there we go. Just a little quick history on myself. My father actually made the Duval chant. He's Easy.
Come on.
So if you didn't know, now you know. Got you. Yeah, so I've been dancing since I was about 5. It kind of came to me when I was younger. I saw Michael Jackson. Yeah, I'm the Michael Jackson kid. You know how you got everybody that's like, oh, Michael Jackson, he got me into dancing. He was my biggest inspiration. Just him being so smooth, how he carried himself. He was just, I kind of, as you can see, you know, I like to be that little smooth criminal type guy, but that's just something I've always been doing. I'm 25 now, so I can say I've been dancing for 20 years now. Yeah. But I just want to keep dancing, keep building. We'll talk more about myself, and yeah.
It's mine. Oh, cool. Sorry. Okay, hold on. All right, let's give it up for our last panelist, Jore.
Hi, y'all. My name. Oh, y'all really talking about? Okay. The energy. Come on, let's conversate. So my name is Jore Marshall. I am initially from Tulsa, Oklahoma, but I was raised here in Florida. I'm a professional model and dancer, and I guess I'm a Jackson native, and pretty much I recently just moved back from LA. I was in LA for almost 10 years. I'm trying to transition to New York for modeling, but while I'm here, I'm like, why not stay a little longer? Home feels good, and I love to have like opportunities like this to spread the love, and I appreciate Rochelle for having me on this panel, because usually my sister, if y'all don't know, Amari Marshall, she's the choreographer, she's more of the talker. I'm kind of always just like there for support, you know, so this is like a really big deal for me, so I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity. But yeah, like I'm a dancer, I model, I do it all, and I would just say like I've been blessed to do the most amazing things, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, I guess we'll talk some more. Yeah. I'm about to give a whole life story.
No, beautiful, beautiful. It is definitely a pleasure to sit next to all of you. I've had the honor of getting to know all of you from 2 years to, 15, 20 years. So this should be interesting to hear the different perspectives from street dance to college to community to industry, working with big artists and also just like servicing the community. So we're just gonna ask some questions, and then after the questions, we're gonna open the floor up for anybody who is interested in asking anything. There are open books, so please feel free, feel comfortable. This is very lax. So let's just get into these questions. We're gonna popcorn around. We're not gonna go in any specific order, but I do have questions that, you know, I think would benefit the people in the audience and to hear from somebody that maybe is in the same industry as you. So let's start with Jordan. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, Jordan. So we know you do a lot of street style, freestyle. You're a battler. So from a freestyle dance perspective, what inspired you to travel with hip hop and street dance? Where have you traveled?
Well, first I've been to all the Carolinas, Texas, New York, LA. Those are the real big major cities. There's some others, but I can't even just think about them right now. I've been all around Florida for sure. But what was that first question again?
So what made you want to travel with freestyling or like street dance?
It was the knowledge. There's so much knowledge out there. Like we have our craft here in the city, and you can learn from anybody that you know, just sharing that information with each other. But when you go out to another city, you're in a whole new world. It's a whole nother realm. Like you're learning their style now, how they move, why they move like that. It may be similar to where you're at home, but in a whole nother city is completely different. So that knowledge just kept me going. The more I started to meet greats out there like Slim Boogie, Sibo, the house dancer. Like there's plenty of dancers, tie-dyes, Spartan, you know, like I've never really gotten knowledge that I've gotten home that I could get from somewhere else. So that was my biggest drive on why I was doing that.
What's up? So you feel like traveling is beneficial to street dancers?
Absolutely, absolutely. Do not stay home. I know it's comfortable home. See, look, the thing is, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to be comfortable.
Right.
Like if you stay home, it's cool, it's nice, and you get that feel. It's the same feel. But when you go out to another city and you're the background person and everybody knowing each other, you have to make yourself comfortable in that situation.
Right.
How are you gonna get booked or be wanting to know everybody or get this knowledge if you just staying home? You can't stay home. You gotta go. Gotta go.
I feel that. So with you being a street dancer, let's move it to Jess. Somebody who services college, like she's in a collegiate level, so she has a program in at UNF called UNF Elite Dance Club, correct? You are the president.
Yes.
Correct. So give it up for that, the president. Thank you for yourself.
Thank you.
So typically we wouldn't see, somebody that is a street dancer. Jordan is a street dancer. We all come from these streets. Why is it important that hip hop is taught in a college? Like, why did you feel like you needed to bring hip hop to the college? Something that is uncommon to street dancers. We're used to either the street or the studios, but you said, I'm going to bring it to UNF. So why is that important to you?
So since I was young, since I think in kindergarten, I wanted to have my own little group of dancers. Like, I was choreographing in recess time. I wasn't playing on the slides. I was out there saying, okay, everybody, 5, 6, 7, 8, let's go.
Right.
So I've always wanted to have like my own little group, and throughout school, throughout high school, I always tried to create, that little group, but it just didn't work. So I hoped that once I went to college, that would be a available thing to do. So I came to college, looked around, there wasn't many dance groups. I found out about one dance group, but unfortunately I couldn't really be a part of it because of my knee injury at the time. So, but then I found the UNF Elite Dance Club, and I joined them, but they were not really known at all on campus. Like, they were really in the background. Nobody really knew about us, and I stepped in and I'm like, wait a minute, like, this is something that I could really create something really beautiful and awesome with, and like spread the love and joy of dance and of hip hop and get everybody together, build a community with it. And I just thought, this is it. This is what God really wants me to do. Like, all those times I wasn't able to do it in high school, in middle school, whatever, like, this is the time. So yeah, I just think doing it there with everybody just really brings everybody together, and it also brings the root of hip hop that's in Jacksonville into UNF, because UNF lacks that hip hop culture. They lack that culture, and I feel like it's really important, since we're here in Jacksonville, we need to bring that on campus.
It takes a lot. I feel like it takes a lot to curate something from fresh, or to step in and say, this needs help, so we're definitely proud of you, we're rooting for you, and I hope that it blows up into this very successful thing. I see it already has, so whatever we can do to support you, please let us know.
Thank you.
And yeah. Jore. Okay, so
Hi.
all right, so Jore is
awesome.
the cards. Dre is somebody who, I've known for a long time. I've seen her grow into just this beautiful being that she is. She has a lot of different credentials. I think that, like you said earlier about your sister, that, she is highlighted a lot, but I think it's important to also highlight you and what you've done. And like Rochelle was saying, we were having a conversation about how we wanted the people to really recognize you for the hard work that you've done, because even though your sister has this, list of things, you have also worked equally as hard to get to where you're at, to be able to do the things that you do. And if you don't know, Jore, why don't you, if you will, list off some people that you
Absolutely.
maybe worked for, danced for, modeled for?
Yeah, so I've done a little bit of everything. So when me and can I give like a little backstory?
Yes, please.
So the Marshall family, we were a really big family here in Jacksonville a bit ago. My mom and a few other pioneers were the reason why dance was even a thing here. Kevin Grant, Kim Jackson, my mom, Tiffany Marshall, they really held a lot of dance events and dance classes, brought choreographers from LA, and that wasn't a thing in Jacksonville. Like, we just danced with each other. So it was always a dream of ours to go to LA as a family and really just do the thing, take over. And like, for us, like, you know, that's a really big move. We're in Jacksonville where everything's slow paced. We don't really get as much opportunities here. So when we did go to LA, it was just like a culture shock one. So that's something that we did, and me and my sister, we really just like, we didn't care. We were like, we're just gonna go ham, we're gonna go to all these auditions and just do the damn thing. And so I was blessed to be able to work with a lot of people. Me and Amari did a lot of things together. We were able to work with Beyonce, Pharrell, Sierra, NERD, Tony Braxton, Usher. So there's a lot. And literally, that wouldn't have been a thing if it wasn't for our parents and just the community here to even give us the courage to go out there and know that we can tackle your dreams. And I will say, like, I don't regret going. Like, literally, like, it always was a place of work for me, but I got to experience and do things that I never thought was possible. And I just want to say, like, anything is possible, y'all. Like, it doesn't matter if you're from Jacksonville or small town, like, you're able to do the unknown, you know, so, yeah.
I think one of the, honestly, that is a list, and she didn't even say all of them, you know, just to.
That's just off the top.
Yeah, no, off the top of the dome for sure, but I think it's special to have you here and back in Jacksonville because you have experienced things that a lot of dancers here in the city would love to experience.
Yeah.
So to get to be able to sit down and talk with you and kind of pick your brain a little bit, I think it will be beneficial. So one of the questions I have for you is, when you talk about going to LA, you know, at a young age, your family's there, everyone's there. What are some like things that were struggles for you, and how did you stay motivated? Like, how did you? Because a lot of people are easy to give up.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hard. Like Jordan said, traveling to get the knowledge. So you guys traveled there. It was hard. So what kept you motivated? Like what are some things that you experienced?
Oh, so much. One, I will say, being from Jacksonville and going somewhere like LA, like, one, you're already uncomfortable. Kind of piggybacking off what he said. You have to go in there with the mindset, I am about to be uncomfortable in a space that I am not used to, in an industry that we see on TV, but when you're actually physically there, it's a whole other ball game. And I will say, like, one thing that me and Amari and our family had to remember is, we're here for a reason. You know, we were used to, like, having a house, like, having a front yard. We went there sleeping on people's couches, like, being homeless, like, literally, like, people, like, they see the accolades and see all the greatness with, like, me and my family, but we went through it there. Like, it was one of the most, excruciating experiences the first few years, because it was a lot. Like, we're used to being financially stable. LA is really expensive. The people are different. People are kind of finicky there. So we went through a lot of mental struggles, financial struggles, like anything you could think of, like to the point where, like, we're scraping for pennies to get on the bus. I was 17, didn't have a phone, had to catch 3 buses. I couldn't stay with my mom and Amari. They were staying in housing. And I had to catch 3 buses every day just to go get food. Like, people don't know that. They just see, they've done this. Like, no, we went through it. Like, there were so many times where, like, oh my God, like, was this something, were we supposed to do this?
Yeah.
But literally, you just have to, like, know, like, no, I'm here for a reason. Keep that faith. Like, the faith of a mustard seed is a real thing. It will take you so far. I would say, stay prayed up. Know you're there for a reason. Don't lose yourself while you're out there. Because it's easy to be like, oh, I'm supposed to be with these people, I gotta go to this party and da-da-da. Like, no, just go out there, stay focused, and don't go out there. I kind of said a little bit in me and Will's podcast. People go there with expectations like, oh, I gotta make it this fast. No, everybody's journey is different, and some journeys take longer than others. Like me and Amari, it took us about 3 or 4 years for us to get settled and just for us to somewhat get in the door. Like it got to the point where me and her are crashing auditions because we weren't invited. They didn't know who we were. They knew who we were, but they didn't like respect us. So it's just like you really gotta like I would say keep a strong mentality because LA will beat you up. That's just our experience. And some people go out there and they make it real quick, but I will say just go out, don't have expectations. Know you're gonna go through up and downs, but you're gonna make it through. And like it's all about the mentality.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that because I feel like now social media makes it feel like when we're watching people that have quote unquote made it or work with artists, we're seeing the reward, but we don't always see the, like you said, the hard work, the struggle. So it's not. So I feel like social media makes it feel so accelerated, but nobody really thinks about what do you have to do behind the scenes, behind the cameras, behind the artist, like what do you have to do mentally. So I'm glad you said that, and thank you for that.
Of course.
Rochelle. Pass the mic. How does that sound, Eason? Okay, so we talked about street dance, we talked about college, and then we talked about also industry, working with big artists. For you, a lot of people know you, and you do a lot of work in the community. So you are somebody who was working here, went out, seek knowledge, do your thing, and then you come back and then you service the community. So my question to you is, in serving the community, how has hip-hop itself, so you're versatile, right? Yeah. How has hip-hop itself influenced what you strive to do in this community?
So, when it came to hip-hop, I remember even just, starting this event, I did a lot of reflecting. And I remembered where I was 25, late bloomer, going to get my AA. And I remember being a part of the modern company there, and they used hip-hop to audition, but they didn't necessarily taught it. So a lot of times, even like in the dance humanity books, like I was so excited to look and find hip hop, but compared to other dance styles, there was only like 2 pages, compared to other styles having like 6. And I just remember like, there was this anger, but it's also transmuted as passion when it came to just trying to find myself in the books. I literally said this week, I was talking to Jess actually, I was like, it's crazy because at 25, I was looking for hip hop. And then at 37, going for my bachelor's, I'm hosting it.
Yeah.
So with hip hop, I just kept trying to find me in it, not realizing that I was it. Yeah.
And I think that's like non-biased, but Rochelle does she studies a lot when it comes to hip hop. So I feel like for the people to hear you talk about hip hop, and you were birthed in the eras of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like you're true and you're honest to what you really say and what you're doing to service the community. So I know from me, and I could imagine other communities too, we also thank you for doing what you do and for putting this stuff together for us, for dancers, and the constant push and fight that you do for the dance community. So thank you for that.
I want to, because I feel like I answered and I didn't answer the question. So how serving the community helped, honestly, is about love. I learned how to serve people, and when serving people, I learned the true root of loving people and loving self.
Yeah.
I'm not from here, so when I came here, I came with a lot, meaning no one didn't know me. And just like what y'all were saying, I had to make myself comfortably known in this space. And in that, I learned a lot in observation of people. People reflect who you are, where you've been at, where you're about to grow to, where you're outgrowing. And a lot of times in serving the community, I was able to look around people, whether it's to be inspired by them or to be, let me just part ways from certain people, love them from a distance. But in serving people through this art form, it constantly reminded me that we all matter. We are divinely capable to speak and affirm about who we are and why we're here. Our contributions, our story matters. Everything you went through matters. You are not your pain, you are not your past. You are moving ever so forward every single day. So that in community, it just always gave me the push that I need to keep going, keep pursuing the dreams, and just keep allowing hip hop to love me as we love it. So.
For sure. All right, come on, class. All right, let's bring it back to Jordan, aka Horace.
Yo.
Okay, so in visiting other communities, and as somebody who I see, and I feel like other people would agree, as leader in this community, especially in the freestyle scene, what are some things that you learned in those communities that you can bring back to Jacksonville and want to implement in Jacksonville?
We have to stay united and be united. When I go to other cities, I see how much support they go hard for one another. If it's an event, if it's battles, I just came from She's Got It with them, and you literally see how much love everyone has for that one person, or that their favorite dancer. They're behind them while they're going. We gotta stay united. We have to come together, and not just for something like this. I know we always say, oh, let's come together and let's keep it like this, and next week we're back to being roaches. We gotta stay connected. We gotta really do something around here. We gotta session more events. You know how much love. You wanna know what's really crazy? People from other cities always talk about coming here. Always. But you know why they don't come here? Because we're not here enough. We're here, but we're not here. We have to be connected. We have to start doing stuff together as a family. This is a family right here. This is not just a dance community. I see it as family. I call everyone my brothers and sisters, and I mean that truthfully. So you ever see me call you, yo sis, yo bro, this is my sister, this is my sister. I got my brothers over there. My brother right here, my brother, my sister, mom, brothers. We have to stay connected as a family. We have to do more things, and this only gonna make the community grow even more. You got dancers in Jacksonville that they don't even know we have a scene. You have to really go pick and find these dancers. Oh, you dance? You ever had those moments oh, you dance? And they're like, yeah, I've been in Jacksonville. What's your name, sir? Marquez. He's been in Jacksonville for how many years? A year and 3 months, and we're just not seeing him.
Crazy. Talented.
We have to really start doing stuff together and growing from that. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I feel that. Jess. So with the UNF Elite Dance Club, what are some goals and some things that you would like to see come from that with hip hop for your club and for yourself?
Some goals. So I think the goal right now is to make our mark on campus, and for when I leave, to keep hip hop alive on campus.
Come on.
That's what's gonna bring everybody together. That's what's gonna bring the energy, the light, the love in the campus community. I see it when we did our flash mob last semester. It was great. It brought everybody together. It brought other people that didn't even dance to come support us and to come join the club even. So that's a goal. What was the other part of the question?
For self. I actually do have a counter question. How can we help you?
How can you help? Y'all could come out for one of our flash mobs and be in it with us.
Okay.
That would be really amazing because nobody would expect that. That's bringing like the original root of hip hop into campus, just as like I really want it to be. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I really do believe in your vision. So like, I think that it's important that, you know, not only do I believe in you, but maybe somebody hearing your story may as well. So let's connect, let's make that happen for you. As a curator to a curator, like we can do this together. Like Jordan said, community and unity in that. So yeah, let's definitely make that happen.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Jore. Hey girl. Hi girl, back to you. Okay. I know everyone's probably waiting to hear this. What are some things that what's like some like tips? Like how do you get booked? How do you need a resume? Who do you need? You know what I'm saying? Like after the struggles, after that, you get in there. Like what are the steps? Like how can the people that are in Jacksonville that has the talent, that has the patience, that can get through the struggles, what steps do they need to take to get to?
The steps. One, have the step. Just
Hello?
so have the step. You're going to that audition, or you're gonna get caught.
Take a step.
I will say first thing is have a vision.
For sure.
If you don't have a vision for yourself, like some people, you may not want to be a professional dancer. You may want to be a creative director. You may want to be something else. So I would say pray for a vision first. Some people just do dance for fun. Some people do dance. You want to dance with an artist. You want to be a teacher. There's so many different things. So I would say the first thing is pray for clarity, pray for a vision. Second thing is put yourself out there. I feel like nowadays the industry is a little different. It used to be where there would be like a bunch of auditions, and now since the pandemic, it's not like that anymore. Like to be quite honest, like there's like just private auditions now. So I would say for dancers now who want to make it professionally, street style, professional, whatever, I would say start doing these videos, tagging these choreographers, and if you don't know who, say you have a certain artist you want to dance for, start Chris Brown. You want to dance with Chris Brown? Look up Josh Smith. Start learning those pieces, recording yourself and tagging them. It sounds cliche, but that's literally how they book people now.
Okay.
Like I've done several jobs. Perfect example, Renaissance. Y'all know Renaissance?
We know the Renaissance. Baby.
One of the dancers, Trinity, this is her first job she's ever done in her life. She's only 20 years old. B, people don't know, she's looking on social media all the time. She found her off of Twitter.
Oh wow.
A dance video off of Twitter, and now she's on tour B, and it's her very first job. So
She
when I
doesn't live in
say,
LA.
and she doesn't live in LA, she's from Detroit.
There we go.
So that's just like one example of many. I would say put yourself out there, start finding these choreographers, whatever artist you want to dance with, tag them in it, and they really do look, like, they really do. Like, when I did Savage, how I started modeling with them was, me and my friend Jimmy were like, okay, like, let's just buy some Savage Fenty every month, start doing our own photo shoot. I would tag them, and they actually saw it, and the next thing you know, they had me modeling with them. So it's just like, social media, there's pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
But I will say, if for a dancer that moves to LA, I would say go to those dance classes, like train. Like even here, like if you're here, you're not able to go to LA yet, take the classes, take from your peers, because the training is imperative, because you get out there, it's different learning a choreo off YouTube and being there physically, because it's a whole nother thing. So I would say get in those classes. Don't be scared. I was very scary when I moved to LA because I did more freestyling. I'm a crumper, so I was like, ooh, choreography. But you can't be scared of like just feeling crazy. Like you just have to be uncomfortable, get in those classes, and those choreographers, they actually do pay attention to the students who come. Like they're like, okay, you're here every Wednesday. I'm gonna use you for a job. Like that's literally how it be. It's literally just showing your face. Like when they say networking and connections, like it's like a real thing. Like one choreographer can fall in love with you in class and they book you for forever. Like it's a matter of that. Like that's how quick it is. So it's just getting out there, training, putting yourself out there, put out the content. Even if you feel uncomfortable, you're gonna feel crazy. It's gonna feel weird. But I'm telling y'all, it's worth it. It's so worth it being uncomfortable. What's another thing? There's so much. There's so much. I would say I feel like for Jacksonville dancers, there's so much talent here, but we get so comfortable. We don't branch out. And I'm not even saying, oh, go to LA, New York. Like, go to Miami, go to Orlando. There's so many other cities here with a bunch of dancers. We have to start branching out and meeting other people, networking. You never know who they know. It's a matter of just putting yourself out there and traveling. And I hate to say that. Yes, you can make it with being in your hometown, but as a creative, you kind of can't. You have to leave. You can, like, for instance, I live here now.
Yeah.
But I travel a lot. Like, I know you gotta move. So I would say just travel, meet people, go to those dance events, go to those networking events, because you never know. Like, when you make that connection, like, it's history. Like, literally, me and Amari, we crashed the homecoming audition. Okay. And then next thing you know, Nicole Knight was in love with us, and he was booking us for so many other things. Right. And that opened other doors and other doors and other doors. So it's just a matter of literally taking that leap of faith and just literally doing the unspeakable.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's really dope to hear. And thank you for saying that, because I think a lot of times, like, I know for me as a creative in Jackson, as a dancer in Jackson, I know, like, that is a fear of mine. It's like, I gotta go somewhere and be uncomfortable for a second, but it's nice to know that, like, it's not a foreign feeling, you know, to most people that go out and do something. So thank you so much. Rochelle. All right, yeah. My last question, and then after this question, I want to open it up a little bit to the audience. If you guys have any questions, maybe anything that you would want to know from any of them, please feel free to. But Rochelle, why do you think that it's important? Why did you think that it was important to do this specific event? You've done a lot of events in the past, you know, from RAM to the Hip Hop Festival, curating that, to your own stuff, to different stuff, but this is the first time you're doing Moving the Margins, right? So why was this event important to you and the dancers and amplifying the dancers?
There's so many ways I can answer this. Well, one, Yanita, listen.
Shut up.
Okay, and again, Shawana Brooks, she's the executive director. It's all about uplifting voices. Yaya initially reached out to me, and honestly, you reached out to me in a place where I felt like I was closing myself off. And I just remember literally feeling in my chest that I have to remain open. And just like how Dre was saying, like, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions to grow. Like I said, I've been doing this for 7 years, and it's cool. That's just like me dancing on the same spot for 7 years. I've been doing it for 7 years, but where's the growth? And I knew it was important to see my own personal growth and passion being highlighted and amplified in such a way that I never thought that it would reach. I've always personally, like, I was like, one of these days I'm gonna connect with some of these downtown areas. Like, I just knew I was gonna do it. So specifically with Moving the Margins, I just knew this was an opportunity just to grow, simply grow. Like, I think sometimes as people, we fear messing up, we fear looking silly, we fear just not doing it correct. But I'd rather take those risks and figure out what I need to improve on than to never do it at all. And specifically in wanting to amplify dance voices or just dancers in general, is because, like we've been saying the whole time, is that we are out here. We are often seen, a lot of times people see us at James Bolden, see us at Riverside Arts Market, see us just out and about doing our thing. Often, y'all probably seen us on Instagram on one of those promo and didn't even know it was us.
Right.
For me, like, again, I gotta give another shout out to the freestyle community, man. Like, there was a time where when our hub closed down, I felt like I had no home. So honestly, if it wasn't for the gazebo down here where the old landing used to be, like, I wouldn't have kept my craft going. Like, the art of dance and the art of community, like, to share the importance of that through an event is, again, it goes back to the importance of just amplifying the people around you.
Yeah.
It's amplifying your point of why. And to do this event is to, again, to ignite in collaboration.
Right.
You can't do it alone. Humans are not to exist alone, or we're not developed to do so. That's insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are meant to create and to co-create and to exist together. We are meant to be in solitude, yeah, but we're supposed to get out and to ignite and to share and to reciprocate that. And again, if it wasn't for Moving the Margins, I wouldn't be here today with these beautiful people sharing all of our stories,
Yeah.
showing the people, look who's here. And this is only a fragment of dancers.
Facts.
There's a lot of us. Like, there's a lot of us, and I think it's just so important because, like I mentioned about hip hop's birthday, no one really knows about Cindy. No one didn't know that a woman was like the one to got hip hop acknowledged and to give it its birthday, you know? So specifically with this event, I wanted to really take time out, not only just to bring attention to the art gallery in the corner of the space. I wanted to give time out to the dancers and give my love and respect to the community, to give my love and respect to the dancers, because if it wasn't for the dancers here, I wouldn't be here. I simply wouldn't. I probably would have moved here, probably been one of those girls that would have been really good at dancing, but, you know, I work at Target. I do stock, you know, I do dance in the background. I've probably been good at TikTok. I probably got discovered on TikTok. Who knows? But overall point, I just wanted to, I wanted to say yes. And most importantly, I want to just say yes to new things, because new things get you new opportunities.
Yeah.
It just gets you just grow in life, that's it. Like everyone's saying the same thing. This is home. I've traveled, I came back because I wanted to bring what I experienced outward here. And I also want to bring importance to people that I know that's been in the city doing what they've been doing just for the love of it. We all don't technically get paid to do it. Some of us can get paid to do it. And we want to be those resources to show dancers how to do it, where to do it, who to connect with. And for someone like Yaya, as well as Moving the Margins, even the Jessie, for y'all to create a space to amplify other platforms that's uplifting other people, like that's the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? So that's why I really wanted to do it. I wanted to collab. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to get out of my own head. I wanted to believe in myself because people believe in me. So what do I look like saying no when people are telling me yes?
Let's go. Give it up for Rochelle, everybody.
Give it up for everyone else.
Yeah, give it up for our panel. This is good. Y'all got a lot of good information. Good. So, who got the time?
8:26.
Oh, 8:26. We got time for one question.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Anybody? They said they got no question. They said they're ready to dance. They said we're ready to dance.
She raised her hand.
Oh. No, please.
Yeah.
Come to us. Hi. So you guys are all incredible people. I had a quick question. What was, and this might be a little bit deep, but what was the hardest moment for you, either in your dance career or even just dancing in general? What was the hardest moment, and then how did you overcome that? The moment where you thought, oh my goodness, this was so much, and then you made it through. And,
That one person answer.
yes.
Go ahead, Jore.
You seem to grab a bell.
Everyone's like, it's all been hard.
Ooh. So, I'm probably gonna cry with Pisces, just letting you guys know that. But I'm stuck together. So the Marshall family, it was our big brother Andre who started dancing first. Then it was Mari, then it was me. And recently he passed away a few months ago. And before the passing, I had got booked to do Paris Fashion Week Nike with Paris Global. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Because literally the time of me having to go was the time of my brother's service and everything. But my family was like, no, you're gonna go. Because Andre wants you to go. So I said, okay. So literally the day after service, on his birthday, I had to fly to Paris to go work. And it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Like, when I tell you, Shirley knows, my mom knows, I was literally on the plane having a full-on panic attack. Like, they were ready to put the plane down. Because it happened so fast, and there was still a lot for me to process. And, like, there was a lot of stress in my body. I'm actually still getting over anxiety now. Like, me being up here is a big deal. Like, y'all have no idea I was having anxiety before coming here. But I literally had to snap into work mode, get ready for a show, and I was the last one coming in. They had already been rehearsing for the show for 3 months, and I was the only one coming in the week of, and we're like, okay, here's your place, let's go. Shout out to Paris Goebel. Her and the team were actually so loving, so warm. I literally don't know how I would have made it through if it wasn't for like them being so loving, everyone's so understanding, but literally like grieving and having to do a show and give your best was the hardest thing I've ever done, but I don't regret it because I've never have danced in such a vulnerable space, and when the show comes out, y'all will see, but that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. But literally, I just was thinking the whole time, like, God's by my side, Andre's by my side, and like, literally having the opportunity is a dream come true for many, so how could I not still go and do it and not give it my best, even though I give myself grace like it's a passing, but literally it's just like, no, this is what I want, I'm also go out there and do it, and like literally like if it wasn't for like that mindset and like for my support, my peers, I would have never made it through. But like I said from the beginning, if you have that right mentality, ain't nothing can stop you.
Yeah, definitely. I think that to close.
Long live the Dre.
Yeah, for sure. Long live the Dre. Everybody give it up for Andre, man. Yeah. Andre he's still here with us, was a pillar in this community, and he really, that man, he was the life of the party. He was the one that knew every choreography, didn't lab, but was the best. He was the GOAT. Like, we all, I feel like, have gained so much from Andre, the Marshall family, so we just thank you guys. Miss Tiffany back there, thank you. Amari on the phone, yes, shout out. I feel like a lot of things that happen in this community, even now, we take from y'all's family, and Andre especially, because he instilled a lot in us. He instilled the art of forgiveness. He instilled the art of just letting things go, and just being the best at what you want to be. So I am so proud of you for going out, even though it was hard. You did that for him. Your sister's out there doing it for him. Your mother, we're all doing it for him. So we have your back always as family, and we know that the industry is hard, and that when life hits you, it gets even harder, but just know that you have family back at home, and we love you and your family, and long live the Dre for sure. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let's give it up for our panelists. Please stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. These people have been putting in work